Oh,
All right, I can hear you.
okay.
All right, go ahead. Who wants to start first?
Go ahead, Omi.
Um, I mean, I don't know what's all the negativity. I mean, like, I'm just speaking my mind as a regular person. I mean, like, I'm not against gun violence at all. Um, I was just saying in regards to the comments that someone said about using guns without a license. So obviously, if you don't have a license, that means like I don't know, like I don't know what is everything against me about. You know what I'm saying? Like I love your channel, and I'm just gonna speak my mind how I want to speak it. I mean, if people are not like I mean people here. I'm a member, and like people are probably just kissing ass and like, oh, I'm not gonna say nothing wrong because I love Jay. Like, okay, whatever. I mean, this is like it's about the kids. I mean, I'll speak my mind if there's something wrong. My kid's father, he's a police officer. I have a sister, she was a soldier. I mean, there's detectives in the family. I mean, like, what is wrong, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I mean, whoever likes it or not.
Do you feel like I've said something that was wrong?
No, because I guess you just misunderstood what I said about guns. I didn't say I didn't like guns. I was specific. I said I'm not against guns, but when I comment about that, I'm comment about guns without license, like really. So that's everyone running around with a gun without license. I mean, that's what I said. So there must be more violence.
Okay,
That's it.
so I think my point to that was just to say because maybe I misinterpreted what you were saying. I thought you were saying because they
Exactly.
don't.
Everything's just misunderstood in the comments and stuff, and that's what I don't like. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, Omi R." My name's Lamaris Rodriguez. Okay. Um,
Well,
but I mean, I
we
just
call
speak
you
my
by your
mind like
channel. You good?
anybody else. I mean, just because it's your channel doesn't mean that we all have to agree with what you say. You
Right. Well,
know.
no. I get that, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Anybody will tell you, like even Leigh will tell you, I have no problem with people putting opposition in the chat, unless I feel like it's something that's just completely just out of bounds. Other than that, I let people have their opinions. You don't feel like I let people have their opinions?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, I have said so many comments, and like the last post, like I was telling, like, who is it, Lee Angle, whatever. I mean, I was off for her. I even called her queen, you know, because she's always like donating and stuff, and she's like all against like whatever I said. Why? Like because Jay is against it. Like, come on, speak your mind, be
No,
real.
that's
That's it.
not it at all. Let me tell you why
No,
I'm
but I'm
not.
speaking to her now, like
I get
personally
it.
to
I get
her,
it. But talk to
because the
me.
last podcast she was bashing me. I got in late, and she was like kind of instigating, like, "Oh,
Look,
Jay, remember like
listen,
last past podcast?
Ami,
That's what I
listen,
meant, Lee.
listen
Okay,
to me. You're even over talking me. Like if I let you speak, like you also got to share the floor with me. Also, is that okay? Do we have that agreement? Is that okay?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Here's where I'm coming
I
from.
mean, it's like even like so. I just got in here, like I'm showing my face, and because I don't care anyways. But it's like,
I do not have you on the screen.
oh, okay, oh,
I told y'all if y'all come on here, I want to see you, but I will not post you on the screen unless we agree to do an interview. That's completely different. Here's
oh
what I'm
well.
trying to say. You're even over
Well, that's
talk.
just
You're
even more
even
to say.
over
I'm sorry that I'm
talking.
interrupting you.
You're even over
It's even
talking.
more to say that I don't mind like speaking my mind, like anyone seeing me, because it is what it is. We all have opinions, and everyone is not gonna agree to everything. You know,
I
I
get that.
love your channel. That's why I'm a member. And even though like we have had our like bumping heads, like I'm still here. You know.
I get that. But you're even over talking me now. As soon as I
Okay, I'm
start
sorry about
speaking,
that.
you
Yes,
cut me off. And so
sorry.
here's what I try to get everybody to understand. I do really good at these conversations just because I come from a customer service background.
Yes,
But on the inside, my patience is very short.
mine
so,
too.
so please bear with me when I say when you're cutting me off, that could be perceived as an issue, okay? So here's where I want to go with
I
this.
apologize about that.
That's okay. Here's where I want to go with this. I have seen many times where we've done stories and I felt like you have been combative with me. In the comments, you've said things that were directly combating things that I was saying. And I have no problem
Right.
if I'm saying things that are based on opinions.
You're absolutely
The
right.
only because we could debate opinions all day long. That's okay. My only issue is when people come in and they debate things that I have put out there that I said is a statistical fact. That is only where my issue is going to be with anybody who speaks against something I say if it is a fact. Let me give you an example. If I say it is a fact that 80% of our children are born outside of wedlock and we have too many women that are having children out here with no man in sight, no marriage in sight, then it looks really odd that people will come in and say, well, maybe she was a widow. When statistically, it says that that would only be about 15 to 20% of a chance. That's a very low number and not likely, especially for black people. There is no
Right.
reason
You're
for anybody
correct
to
on
say,
that, but
well,
that's not what I was.
no, I'm not saying you. What I'm doing is giving you an example of things that should
Mhm.
not be argued ever.
Yeah. Right.
That's it. Now, if I say something like, "Well, that woman's ugly," and you'd be like, "You know what, Jay? You shouldn't say that." I'm never going to argue you down about that. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I mean, I don't care. Like
Opinion
when it's
versus
about these
facts.
criminals, like you can say whatever you want because I mean they're criminals. Like bash them, you know what I'm saying? But it's more like, I mean, I don't understand why people are just like so like, oh my god, like I just said something about because of the gun violence without license or whatever. I'm not against guns. I mean, my kid's father is a police officer. The aunts are detectives. Like my sister's just a soldier. Like, come on now, like relax, people. You know?
So, with you having that background, here's where we should agree that more licensed guns in the hands of law abiding citizens should be a good
Exactly.
thing, and that is never going to contribute to the illegal use of guns and the illegal murders. Because we are way more cognizant, way more aware of what we're doing when we have our weapons, we become way more
Exactly.
responsible.
Hmm.
The murders that are occurring are happening from people who are not law abiding citizens, who have no training,
Exactly.
and who don't
And
give a
that's where I
shit
comment about not
who
having
don't
the
give a shit
license.
about the law. That's where the difference
Right.
comes in. That's
Right.
why if when I saw that, I'm like, in my opinion, I just felt like I don't see the place of that. That's all.
It was just a misunderstanding, you know, and that's why I called in to just like, I mean, like talking like, you know, live or whatever instead of like texting or emailing, you know, things through that things can get misunderstood, and that's why I called in. I mean, I'm not one to like call in ever, but whatever, you know. And I
Well,
just want
but
everyone
y'all
to know
should,
in
but
the
y'all should
AFC
though.
family that you know that I'm not against anyone, but you know if I have something to say, I mean we all have our opinions, and that's it. That's why I'm still on the channel. If not, I would have been gone. I mean, it's not nothing personal towards anyone, you know.
But you know what? But with y'all being channel members or even people that watch the channel, when we have a moment when we open up the lines like this, and matter of fact, just to let you know, every show is like that. I might not have as much time every show, but if, like I say, when we have disagreements, I have no problem with people. Like I don't ever want people to feel like, oh, well, Jay won't never let us call in. No, every show, every live stream is a call in. Let me go ahead and let Leigh have the floor because she's been
Hi,
waiting.
Lee. I get to see you now.
Yeah.
How you doing,
Yay.
honey?
Lucky.
Let
Good.
me
I'm
let her
good.
have the floor. Go ahead, Leigh. Talk
Okay.
to me.
Okay. Where did you want to start, Jay? Because I
We
missed
could
all
either
the.
start with this case. We could start. I know we were talking about the gun law. We could start with maybe even with me talking about how people should be arrested for saying something not saying. Like there were a lot of different places we that you could speak your opinion. If you felt, do you feel like I said anything that was inaccurate or something that was just maybe what the people call bashing? Do you feel like I said something that was wrong
No, I do not.
at any point at all?
Nope.
Okay, tell me what are your thoughts on either that first story or this story?
Oh, well, I mean, well, the first story was just a shit show. I mean, are we talking about the Vegas story?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. and unfortunately, I kind of caught it in the middle, but that was, I don't know if, you know, they've not agreed to speak with the police. And I apologize if you mentioned that. I just came in late. And so I don't know if they've done an interview with LVPD. So if they have agreed not to do it and you can get the press to do it, then that's something that they can use, if that makes sense. Something that homicide could use down the road if they've agreed not to speak with them, but they've agreed to speak with the media.
Uh-huh.
Um, that would be something, but I don't know. I don't know if they've agreed or they've had interviews with them. Um, it's totally just
So
it's a mess. It's a mess,
I'm assuming
and
probably what happened is the news contacted them just like most news stations do, and tell them like, hey, you know, we're looking for the kid. Do you guys want to come out, make a statement, and help us find the kid? And they were like, okay, we'll come out and say something. So
right,
it's kind of like what I did with the Keisha Williams story,
right,
and I just put the platform out there
right.
and I just let you talk.
I think that was the one. If I think I know what you're talking about, and you just let her talk, and that's what you do when you're. I know people when you're interrogating somebody, you let them talk. I don't care how long. You just let them talk. As long, if they keep talking, you just let them talk. And that, because eventually they'll, I mean, the truth is the truth. And people can remember the truth. Just like, I mean, we can't remember, I know what I had for lunch yesterday. If I can't, oh, well, let me think about it. The truth always comes out. That's cliche, but when you make up lies, that's when you have to go back and think, oh my God, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say about this? I mean, you just end up, digging a bigger hole for yourself. So, I mean, if the police had approached him and they said they want to speak to him, or even if the news crew went out there, let them keep talking. I mean, the news crew isn't trained in, interview and interrogation. And I mean, I've been highly trained and graduated from the top schools of interview and interrogation. And you just basically, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And I always was very nice, listened, and, I didn't coerce anybody. I didn't put any thoughts or kind of like what you were saying, like they're giving or give them the answer. You just let them keep talking because eventually they're going to bury themselves if they're lying. If they're lying, you know. As far as the gun, I mean, laws have changed here in Kentucky as far as carrying concealed. Um, it is an open carry state, um, but then you could have certain businesses that say, under no circumstances other than like the police, can you carry um, an open carry on your side, and I think that started years ago and years ago as an open carry law to placate like hunters and people like that, because if that makes sense to you,
Yeah, it
because
does. So let me ask
yeah,
you this, because I went in on that babysitter, and let me explain why. Talking about she's scared,
okay,
because I
yeah,
talked about it from a couple different standpoints, and maybe one of y'all can tell me if I said something that you feel like no, Jay, I'm not with that point. Here's what I said. I said, first of all, she too old to be talking about she was scared.
I
if you
agree,
if you old and you scared to defend children, I think it's a bad thing. If you're not willing to put your
right,
life on the line for a child, it's not even just some random. This is not a random child. Y'all understand that she was the babysitter. She directly knew this
right,
child, right? So if you
right,
haven't done enough in your life that you scared to lose it at that point, it's just like I don't remember who said that. Was it Martin Luther King who said if you haven't found something to die for, then you're not fit to live.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so
okay,
I will put that same example on her. If she hasn't found something that she's willing to die for, then I don't know what she's doing living. If she wasn't willing to
yeah,
at least the idea of putting her life on the line. And then on top of that,
Right.
you should also be willing to defend yourself to the fullest
Hmm.
extent of the law, which means that you should get a weapon. Every law abiding citizen should have a weapon to be able to defend themselves. You should know the reciprocity laws in your city and your state, and to be able to carry
Hmm.
your weapon, be proficient in that weapon, and to
Right.
be able to
Absolutely
use that
proficient.
weapon legally if
Yes.
you have to
Right.
defend yourself.
Right.
And the last thing that I said was the fact that she knew something was wrong and didn't say anything. Her ass should be in jail too.
Yes. Yes. I'm not saying, I'm not by any means saying everybody should stockpile guns and, have be, militia people. But, and I don't know, I think it was the Second Amendment. I could be wrong. And we do have the right to bear arms for your own safety. Doesn't mean you need to go out and act crazy, but you have the right to defend yourself. And like I said, that doesn't mean going and stockpiling a mass. One person doesn't need 47 guns. Just
I
that's
don't
just
see nothing
my
wrong with that
personal
though.
opinion.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Well, I just
It's
well,
just
I'm
like I
talking
look
about
at that like if somebody says like Jay, you got too many tools to work on your car and your bikes, or Jay, you got too many cars, or
well,
you
I'm
own
just
too or
saying
you own too many homes.
I'm
I
saying
feel like
yeah,
if you could
I'm
afford
just
it, you should
saying
be able to buy whatever you want to, as
if
long as you're not
you
doing anything illegal.
right, you're not doing anything illegal, but I'm more like comparing it to like, you have the weapons, but like, we're not militia people. We're not
Guns are
trying to
tools.
overthrow the
In all
government
actuality,
or
you do
anything
know that
like that.
we are militia. You do realize that, right?
Yeah, I do,
If
but
our
uh,
government turns against us, then who's going to defend us besides
yeah,
ourselves?
well, yeah,
Why
that's
should we
true.
not? Why
That's
should we
true.
not protect ourselves against our government?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm just for the sake of the argument of you know I, I don't know. I don't want to be too right winged. I'm kind of in the middle, and I think that
I understand what you're saying. I get it, but like I
yeah,
say,
yeah.
we'll just agree to disagree on that. That would be a good
Well,
place to just agree to disagree.
I mean, I have many friends, and we have many, too, obviously. But you, I, I'm just saying, just use them wisely and be, like you said, proficient in it and be, responsible.
Yep.
That's all you can do.
But other than that, are we good though?
I'm good.
Okay, let Ami R give her closing thoughts. I love you get your closing thoughts. We didn't have anybody else
Oh,
to
I'm
call in.
fine. I'm fine. I already said everything I had to say.
Okay, so you're good.
That's it. I love everyone. That's it.
Okay, Lee, you want to give your closing thoughts because did nobody
Mm,
else call in. So
I
I'm
love
hoping that if
everyone
anybody
too.
has something to say, they should have used this time to do it. But I'll
Right.
let you have the floor. Give your closing thoughts. You got the floor, Lee. If you want to give your closing thoughts,
Oh,
sister.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no, no, I'm sorry. No, I mean, I didn't find anything offensive. It doesn't offend me. I am, um, I'm not to get into politics, but I am socially liberal. But as far as crime and punishment, I'm, obviously conservative. So, that's how I feel, and I think that what you're doing is fabulous, and I, it amazes me in the comment sections stuff that people pick up that I'm like, man, that was really observant that they picked up on that,
Uh huh.
and I'm just grateful for you and the family because I really enjoy it. I look forward to it. It's kind of opened my passion back up. And when you have time, I have a story that happened. You talk about pedophiles. I have a story, and why I got into law enforcement that happened to me as a child or a 13-year-old. I would love to share because it's a really interesting story.
Well, shoot,
Le-
let's set up something. And you know, I mean, you got my email. Usually, when I see you pop up in my email, I'll usually will get back to you
Lee,
pretty.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Lee, I need your because I know like I think like two podcast periods to this one or three if I'm not mistaken. You said that you want to speak to me, about
Hmm.
in regards to like the
Right.
kids or whatever. So I mean, I don't know how to go about that. So
So here's what we'll do. What we're talking in is StreamYards right now. If you'll go into that private chat, exchange out information in there, and I'll leave it open for a little bit until
oh,
you
the one on the left, I mean on the right screen part.
yep. It'll
Okay.
there's a
Yep.
thing that says comments, but then there's a thing that says private chat. Click private chat, open that, and you'll be able to exchange info there.
Got it.
Fair enough?
Okay.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All right, it's an honor. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys down, and we'll go ahead and start on our last story.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Jay.
Thank y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move into our last story here. And I thank you guys so much for being patient. You guys are listening to this stream right now. Do me a favor and click that thumbs up. It'll help share this stream. Let more people know that we're live. I got one more thing I want to talk about real quick that actually involves the police. So this is a section I created a playlist for, which I didn't never think I'd have to do, for police related stories. This is going to be one of them. This one's kind of short, but I did kind of want to touch on this if y'all don't mind. So for those who are still up, I gotta go eat. I was hungry. Very hungry right now, but I can wait. Because I really want to talk about this. I got a lot to say about this really short story. There were a lot of people that sent me this story, and I'll be honest with you guys, about a 10-year-old girl that was raped by at least 5 grown ass men. Maybe it was women, but I think it was men. I got a lot to say about this story. I don't know if y'all heard about this story, but I know at least 3 to 4 people emailed me this story. Okay? So I hope the person who sent me this is listening.